Hello and welcome to another episode of Andy's Shed Live, this time for Sunday the 29th of March 2020. Hello there, and how are you in this weird world that we are living in here in the UK at the minute? It's almost a week since the lockdown, since a lot of people have been made to stay at home and stuff. So I thought we'd better come back, because we've had a couple of weeks off. I thought we'd better come back and just see how you all are, basically, on this Sunday afternoon. Right, just bear with me one moment. I'm just going to go and shut the door. That's it. It's a little bit chilly in here. Right. Welcome to the show. Not got a great deal to tell you really this week about telephones or anything, because with all the craziness in the world at the moment, the telephones and things have taken a bit of a back seat over the last week or so. So there's not been a great deal going on with them, and also I've had massive internet problems here. So we've had to move routers into different rooms of the house, which means I've now got no Wi-Fi in here, so the printer doesn't work because the printer's Wi-Fi connected, and all sorts of things have been going on. But hopefully that will sort itself out fairly soon. All being well, OpenReach are coming tomorrow morning to sort it. So we'll see how we get on with that, shall we? But hopefully they are coming to sort it all out tomorrow, all being well. So if they arrive. And talking about broadband and things, I thought it'd be interesting today, as we're talking about broadband. I've got a DSL filter here in my hand, so I thought it'd be interesting to see what's inside one of these today. Now, you may be aware that these DSL filters, they plug into your phone socket, and then you plug your telephone into this end of them, and also your broadband router into them as well. You may be aware that they fail occasionally. Let me move some of this stuff off here. You may be aware that these routers these filters fail every now and again. So that got me wondering. It got me wondering what exactly is inside them. So I thought, right, on the show today we'll take one apart and have a look. So here it is. Here's your filter. A little plastic box, say, with a connector on it. This one is a used one, as you can see by the state of it. It's a bit dirty because it's been sort of down the back of a bit of furniture or something, you know, like these things often do get, where the sockets are. And all you have to do is just get a flat bladed screwdriver in, and you should be able, with a bit of jiggery pokery, to prise it apart. And it comes apart like that, and the whole of the casing falls off, and you're left with a little circuit board like that. And there's surprisingly quite a lot crammed onto that little circuit board. It's amazing kind of what they managed to get in there. But if I can get it under this camera here, perhaps we can have a look. So on the top here, there's various coils and things, which kind of look like induction coils or something, or transformers. They are magnetic. So there's little transformer things, and there's lots of capacitors in it as well. There's 3 capacitors I can see there. There's the resistor tucked down there. I don't know if you can quite see that, sort of stood on its end, but there's one resistor tucked down there. And on the back there's little tiny things here which I assume are little tiny resistors or something. I don't know though. They're these little tiny surface mount things. There's no numbers or anything on them that I can see. But just look at the complexity of that. All inside that little box. But it struck me that these would be a handy place if you were wanting to put a socket on a telephone so you could have a separate line cord. It would be a handy place to get hold of these sockets from. That's a telephone one. That's your Ethernet connection, and there, not your Ethernet connection, rather your DSL connection, because it's a smaller jack. But yeah, you should be able to do something with these, I should think, and use the bits out of them. Now these do fail occasionally. These things, they do go wrong every now and again. And one of the things that I've been wondering about them when they do go wrong is how on earth do you actually test them or repair them if they go wrong. Sorry, just in the camera there. Because they do. Every now and again your internet goes down, and if you change one of these out, it comes back again. So they do occasionally go wrong, these little things. But how do you test them? How do you do it? Well, I've got no idea. If anybody knows how to test one of these to see if it's good or not, let me know. Get in the comments below, or send me a message through the old website at andyshed.corepress.net. And if you know how to test one of these little DSL filters. I'm going to put this one back together. It just clips together quite easily, actually. I was surprised. I expected it to be sort of glued along the seam here, but surprisingly it wasn't. Or if it was, there was very little glue on it. There you go. All back together again. One DSL filter. All back in one piece. One rather filthy DSL filter. So that is the DSL filter there that we've got. So yeah, I just thought I'd have a little look inside there for you. As I say, not much has been happening in the world of telephones the last week, or even a fortnight or so. It's been a little bit of a downer, shall we say. But there's always stuff going on. So yeah, DSL filters. Now, I'm just looking at a thing over here because like I say, we've got the internet sort of held together by rubber bands and blue tack at the moment. I'm just looking over here to see if it is actually going out or not, to see if this show is going out, and I've got no idea if it is. So I'm just worried because of the thing that says data that is sort of flashing orange instead of it being green. So I'm just wondering a little bit if this is actually going out. So shall we have a look on YouTube and see if it is? My channel. Oh yeah, it is actually going out. Shall we do a weird thing and show you YouTube as it's going out, eh? And this will prove it. See, it says live. Can you see that? It says live on there. So if I press that, I'm wondering a little bit if this is actually going out. So shall we have a look on YouTube and see if it is? Apparently it is. Right, how cool is that? Oh yeah, it is. So yeah, we are going out, and there's a bit of a delay on it, you see. We're using an old system here for YouTube. We're using OBS. Now you have to log into a thing called YouTube Studio to do it. But this is the legacy thing that we use, so we can use OBS, so we don't actually have to log into YouTube Studio. But I think they're going to stop that fairly soon, so I think we're going to have a bit of a problem there eventually, but we'll sort it out one way or another. Like I say, not much has been going on this week. I did get a new toy last weekend. I did go to Lidl last weekend before it all kicked off here in the UK. You know, can you remember when you could go into shops without having to queue outside for like an hour? Yeah, that was last weekend. Yeah, you could just go into a shop and buy stuff and then come out again. Yeah, the good old days. And I went and got a gas-powered soldering iron. Put a video up of this last weekend in action. So have a look at that video if you haven't had a look at it already. But it's looking quite good, this. It took me a while to figure out how it works, because they give you a whopping great big instruction book with it. This instruction book, which I don't know if you can see, that's fairly thick, that instruction book. But the thing about it is, only the first little bit of it is English. Right. That is the entirety of the English bit, and all the rest of it is in various languages from around the world. So I don't know how many countries Lidl have a shop in, but it seems to be quite a few if there's anything to go by. So that's Lidl's gas-powered soldering iron. So not been a lot going on in the world of telephones, and I've had a lot of them disconnected and stuff this week as well, because the problem here is that the way BT's master socket is, which is where you'd ideally put your router, is like way over the other side of the building. So I have to run. Normally what I do is, from that other room, from the front room of the house, there's a 4-pair cable, 4 twisted pairs. So it's a cable with eight actual cores in it, four pairs, each of which are twisted together. That normally comes from the master socket. There's 1 pair wired to that master socket, which is basically wired to the drop cable that comes in from BT. That pair comes here. We then run that out through a jack and one of these ADSL filters, which then splits it up, so the router is normally on the windowsill just here at the side of me that you can't quite see out of shot. And then from there, from that router, then we normally do all the Ethernet, and that goes off this windowsill and goes all over the house and stuff, and Wi-Fi and things. And then also from that pair that's come in here and just out of sight here, there's one of these that goes into the router. The phone bit out of this then normally goes into an old BT Revelation PBX system that is just down at on the wall at the side of me here, and then that goes and feeds all the telephones around the house. And that cable that's come from the other side, from the front room, and using 1 pair as a sort of drop wires, we then send at least 1 extension back up another pair in that cable, just to do a phone in that room as well. So that cable's quite crucial, and I thought, when I started having all these problems, I thought the cable had died or something, you know, the cable had frayed or something somewhere. So I've replaced that cable with another one, and guess what? Made absolutely no difference. I ran all that cable all the way around the outside of the house, and it made no difference whatsoever. So OpenReach are coming tomorrow morning apparently. So we'll see how we get on with them. But that is the entirety of my telephone exploits over the last week or so. But I'm now just sort of thinking about maybe doing some stuff again, because I'm still working in my day job as well at the moment. I am one of the people that is still doing stuff because I'm not exactly public facing. So I'm still out there doing the day job at the moment. So it's all carrying on. But we've got all kinds of things coming up. So do stick with us. So that's about it. That's about all I've got to tell you really for this week. It's just been a short one, but I just wanted mainly to get on air and let you know that we are still here. If you have got anything that you want us to cover in future episodes, then please do get in touch with us. The website, as I said before, is here, andyshed.corepress.net. Of course, that is where you can find us online. And if you want to support us on Patreon, you can do it here as well. Aren't you fed up of YouTubers saying this to you? But there it is, patreon.com/AndysShed on there. Okay, so that about wraps it up for this week. Look after yourselves out there, and drop us a line. Let us know what you're up to. Are you at home? Are you? Have you got the enforced lockdown? Is it affecting you? Because it's affecting people in all kinds of parts of the world. I have to say a big hello to Mariam, my friend Mariam, who's out there in Italy at the moment. Believe it or not, she's studying in Italy. I got in touch with her the other day. I sent her a message the other day saying, "Are you okay?" You know, with all this stuff that's going on. And she says, "Yes, the biggest threat to me," she said, "is boredom." So hello to Mariam out there in Italy. But from me, for now, have a great week ahead. Well, at least as much as you can do. If you're at home, make the most of it. Get those old phones restored and that, and send us a picture or whatever, and get in touch with us and let us know what you're up to. Remember, comment below, and we'll see you soon. So from me, for now, bye for now.